Ty Simpson went 17 of 17 in the Crimson Tide's victory over UL Monroe. And this might have been the best game the Alabama quarterback room has ever had. And just in history of the football program, you had all three quarterbacks throw multiple touchdowns, which was really impressive. We can take a look at the quarterback room of Simpson, Keelan Russell, and Austin Mack. But one of the things that caught a lot of people's attention was how early Austin Mack got into the game. He got into the game around the 10-minute mark in the second quarter. The score was 28-0. And I think you posted it on Twitter, Matthew, how you felt like Ty needed more snaps. And I think most people felt that way. Like, hey, you're coming off a game where Ty is still trying to get rhythm. It is his first year starting. He needs as many consecutive snaps as possible. And he was on fire. He was in a groove. So I don't think you would want to throw in another quarterback to throw off his groove, but that is exactly what Alabama did. They throw it in Austin Mack, and he went on to throw a touchdown to Caleb Edwards. DeBoer was asked about what went into the decision. I'm going to read that quote before I throw it to you, Matthew. As far as the series early on with Austin getting in, it was just something we wanted to do. It wouldn't matter really who this week, next week, who we were playing. We just really got with the quarterbacks on Monday. We shared with them we want to get Austin in. We want to be really intentional. There's a lot of competition going on in all spots. I love what that brought out in all of the guys. So yeah, one of the glaring parts of that stood out to me the moment that he said it was there's competition at all spots. We all know technically there's a competition still going on for quarterback 2 spot, but I thought it was interesting that he comes in the second quarter and then Russell doesn't come in, if I'm not mistaken, to the fourth quarter. So there's a big gap between who is really competing, because if you look at it from what he said and what we know, you would think probably Mack and Russell. But the way it looked, you would think maybe he's trying to compare him to Ty. It's between Ty and Austin, because Austin comes in and Ty comes right back in. So that was really interesting in a lot of different ways. And Ty played really well. We're gonna give him a lot of credit. 17 of 17, really confident. I said this in an early segment. I think a switch turned on for him when he made that not backward pass. He ran backwards and throw it deep to Jeremy Bernard, and they looked like his old high school 5-star self. And look at some confidence was growing. DeBoer said the game was slowing down for Ty, but that was just an interesting statement that DeBoer said. Is it something that maybe there's an Austin Mack package? I'm not sure exactly. There's not something I know a lot of people have on their bingo card or anything like that. I don't expect that to happen, but it's interesting that he came in the second quarter. I guess what are your initial thoughts about that, Matthew, when you saw it and just like what you have gotten from what DeBoer said after the game?
I will be honest, my reaction at first when I saw it, obviously I kind of had some other thoughts in mind before I put out the tweet that I did, is I started to get a little bit mad at that decision. And then I heard a few things that the commentary team, including Cole Kublet, was saying, and it kind of made a lot of sense to me that it very well could be a case of like, if Austin Mack really is turning it up in practice, that it could just be a reward to give him this kind of opportunity where it's not garbage time at all. I mean, it's still meaningful snaps in a second quarter of a ball game there early in the quarter. It could just be like how if you ever play a Road to Glory as a quarterback on NCAA 26, you have a position battle here and there that hits, and you get thrust into an opportunity to see how you would go up against the guy that's in front of you. So I feel like it was maybe an opportunity that has been earned because of his practicing. So that's why I said that I wouldn't overreact. When I thought that Ty was going to get back in the game at some point, because I don't think that there was any way they could have let him throw 9 passes and then just say, all right, on to Wisconsin. I was like, no, that's not going to happen. But but kind of what you were saying, though, is I definitely think there is separation between Mack and Keelan Russell for sure. If that kind of thing is going on, I think he definitely is closer to Simpson than Russell is to Mack.
Yeah, and for me, when I first saw it, of course I thought Todd Simpson's day was done, but then you see Todd Simpson comes back the next series, and that kind of gave me pause for concern because I'm thinking because um, Todd Simpson, the offense goes as Todd Simpson goes, but obviously we saw something different, and like I'm gonna kind of allude to what Mason was saying. He also said about the road to glory and how that could just be a reward. I am of the belief that could be what was going on. I think it's some type of reward too, and also them just wanting to see. We have this 6'6" quarterback just sitting on the bench. Now would be the perfect time, just to roll him out and see what he has. With the because they still had a lot of the starting offensive line and a lot of the starting receivers, the starting backs, and that what better chance would it be to really see what you have in a Mac other than practice? This is about as good as a chance we're gonna have to, see him. So I think that's kind of the mindset of what the board and Coach Grubb, Coach Sheridan. I think that's probably what they were, really were thinking about. I mean, obviously it was intentional because they came into the week saying that they were gonna do this, but I don't think that that senses trouble for like you know, a potential QB battle down the line because I feel like Ty has more trust in the coaching staff than Austin Mack does, and right now I don't think he's done anything to be unseated or to lose his job. You see in the Florida State game he didn't play terrible, and yesterday he played as good as you can play. So I'm kind of the belief too that Austin Mack has just been working hard. He's been doing the right things. He's been saying the right things, and it's like I said, you see the 6'6" quarterback on the sideline. Why not throw him in just to see what we got? I mean, they had something to lose considering how they came off the Florida State game, but due to the competition they were playing, Louisiana Monroe, I mean, like I said, it what other opportunity would they have had in other games? Because next week they play Wisconsin. That's more than likely going to be a tighter game. You're not going to blow them out 70-0. You still may win by a comfortable margin, but you're not going to get that time to really see him, Austin Mack, with the starting group. So I think it was more so, like I said, a reward and evaluation. But we're not in the minds of Coach DeBoer, Coach Grubb, and Coach Sheridan. So we'll just have to, see how things play out. But I wouldn't read too much into it from me or from my perspective. But like I said, we just have to see.
I think I'm gonna give my thoughts here. I think it's actually a little bit something is to read into this. I talked to you about it, Trevion, during the game. I think when it first happened and the game progressed and a lot of things changed in my mind, in my opinion about this whole thing. When he first got in there, the first thing that my head in my mind, he's QB2 for sure. Alabama said that the Q they're not gonna talk about it, but I was like, yo, he's QB2. And when he immediately went to Ty Simpson, I'm like, yo, it doesn't matter what Kalen DeBoer says. Austin Mack is quarterback too. At least that's the first thing when he first got in the game. That's my first. Those are kind of like my takeaway. But then as the game progressed, I saw Keelan get in there, and I'm like, the way Mac played made me think, okay, Mac is running away with QB2, like it's his for sure. But then Keelan has this great game too. He flashes what he can do, throw the football. But then I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's not QB2 just yet because Keelan played really well. But they throw them in, like you said. I think it is kind of what you guys said. It is a reward, but I also think probably the thing that probably stands out the most is even after Keelan played that good, I think right now Austin Mack is the first quarterback to come off the sideline if Ty Simpson goes down. I think that's kind of like the biggest thing to take away from that whole thing. And I'm not sure exactly what that means for the future and for next season because this season has so long to go. There's so many different things that can happen. But this is more so me talking about the future because I think this is an important moment to pay attention to based on what the future could look like. Just say if Ty Simpson continues to progress, continues to get better, continues to look like a guy who moves on to the NFL. You're looking at next season. If Austin Mack has gained his confidence from the coaching staff, and then, hey, he's going to be the favorite to be the next quarterback at Alabama if Ty Simpson leaves. And then there's this whole situation where everybody's going to bring up, what does Keelan Russell do? Are we in a situation where he follows Ty Simpson's lane? Because Ty Simpson, that is probably just like we're all talking about assumption here, and basically we're predicting. We're talking about the future a little bit here. But when you think about that, having Ty Simpson there, and if he does have all of this success, you're gonna have a guy like Russell look at Ty, and Ty's gonna be able to tell him like, "Yo, I waited, and now I'm going to move on to the NFL and have success." So that's something that probably could work to Alabama's advantage, but that's something that probably could happen just based on this moment and kind of like where we are at, just basically where the trajectory of this moment puts us in. We could be very well looking at a situation where Max is considered the favorite to be the next quarterback at Alabama, and Russell has to wait 2 years. The five-star prize freshman who was expected to be a contributor, a play could possibly play year one. If he has to wait to year three in the transfer portal NIL era, I'm not sure exactly how that looks because a lot of things are gonna happen. A lot of things are gonna come his way, and a lot of things Alabama's gonna have to consider. And that's a big reason why I feel like Caleb DeBoer basically brushed off, hey, we're not talking about quarterback too. But this decision today kind of brings it more to the forefront. The fact that he put Austin Mack into the game pretty early. But that is another topic that we wanted to discuss on Alabama Elite. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on our YouTube channel. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well if you're already one of our loyal subscribers. As always, I'm Justin Smith, joined by Matthew Mason, one of our talented reporters, Trivia and Ware. As always, thank you guys so much for joining us. See you guys on the next episode of the Bama Elite.